Hey crafters, it's Janet with Crafting It Up in Creations, coming at you today with a new series, Make It Fall. This is going to include a mailbox swag and two different little smaller wreaths that are really simple. And I'm going to go through and show you some of the different supplies that I used for all of these. And this is what it looks like on my mailbox. We had to get a new post, so we don't actually have a number up there yet. And then I made this really simple owl wreath. Isn't he so cute? I just love him. And a little cat form wreath from the Dollar Tree. So, most of these items do come from the Dollar Tree, but some of them do come from Michael's. These little pumpkins came from the Dollar Tree. I didn't end up using those leaves that clip on, but I had thought about using them. I did use some of these pumpkin clips. I really love those. I found this little gourd laying around, so I thought I'd include it too. I have some of these burlap leaves. I've got green burlap leaves as well, and I'm going to use a few of those. I picked up maple leaves that were in like these little bunches from the Dollar Tree. And those are really pretty colors. I love these. And then I also got some garland. And this has just got some fall colored leaves on it as well. And then I love these. It says hop bush. I've looked for some more of those at the Dollar Tree and I can't find them. And then this beautiful owl, he was in my Michael's haul. He was $9.99, but all their fall stuff is typically 40 to 50% off right now. So he was $6 or $7, well, $5 or $6 for him. But he's super cute. I love him. And then I did get this oval wreath at Michael's. It was $9.99, and I used my 40% coupon on this the other day. I thought about making a waterfall of fall flowers on that, but I ended up putting the owl on there. Totally changed my mind. And then this cute little cat decor wreath form from the Dollar Tree. I just love him. I have some of these decorative pumpkin picks and this circular wreath form from the Dollar Tree. And then I also used the word welcome out of those metal words. A few of these sunflowers. And then I've got some of these that are just called filler bouquet. And then I love these really beautiful dahlias. I love the mauve ones, but I ended up going for using the cream colored ones. These are just the little cotton ones that the Dollar Tree had. And I add some of those to the Mailbox Swag. Those are some more of those. These are actually called cone flowers. No, they're globe flowers, actually. Now, I'm going to use this little knife that you can get from the Dollar Tree. They come in a pack of 3. And I just cut that in half. I eyeballed it. And I'm going to end up gluing that together with a hot glue gun or hot glue device. And I'm going to use this garland and I'm going to kind of sandwich it in between those two pieces so that I feel like it has a good hold in there. And I'm going to let half of it hang down on both sides, of course, so that I have something to kind of attach it to the mailbox with. And all this glue is still hot. So I'm using my bigger hot glue gun, and it takes a while for that glue to set up. So I throw these leaves that are just ones that I had in some fall decor from last year. I pulled out all my fall stuff, and I thought, well, let me put it on there before I stick my finger in it, because that's what I do. On this, you can kind of see a little gap, so I kind of push that together until it dries. And then all these leaves on this one branch, I just cut them all off. And I cut them off at the longest part, but when I go back, some of them, I make them shorter. Now the leaves I did want sticking out a little bit higher than the rest, but you don't want it to stick all the way through your foam. You could even reinforce some of these with some of the hot glue, but I didn't, mostly because I ended up sticking so much on these. And I might live to regret it because we live on a hill and it's very windy, but we shall see. But I pretty much just loaded this thing up. So I put in all these different color leaves, and then I just add picks. I had one pick from last year. I had the sunflowers. I even added some of the little pumpkins, and I ended up taking a piece off of the flowers that I cut up and used the stem part into the gourd and hot glued around it and stuck it in there and just decorated it like crazy. I have no kind of floral experience, but I just kind of put in what I thought looked good. Now this, I made really long tails because if you tie it in a bow, your tails aren't as long. And then I did put a knot in it because I wanted a place for me to be able to put the hot glue and where it would stay on that wreath form. And then I did take about 5 or 6 more pieces, and I did do a bow in those. I just did, just a regular bow. And I'll hot glue those 2 pieces together, and then I'll put it on about the center of that wreath form, because it's going to kind of hug over my mailbox. And you may want to measure your mailbox before you may use this type of wreath form for it. One other thing that I did see on Pinterest recently was that they took a piece of the floral foam and cut it into like an L shape to go on a mailbox. And I thought that was a pretty clever idea. And so when I saw the circular one at the store, I was like, oh, I have one of those at home. Let me try to do that instead. And that worked for me because I had a small mailbox. Okay, so now we're going to take this oval wreath form. This is the little twig branches. And I kind of just laid the little owl on there and thought he looked so cute. So I am going to end up hot gluing him down. I thought I would add the welcome sign. And I added some neutral colors to this one because I thought this would allow me to leave this up the longest. And so I did take some of the burlap leaves to this one as well. And they have like a little wire to them. So I just kind of stuck them through the branches. And I went with the neutral colored flowers. And I will say you'll see that I put 3 of those set of flowers on there. But I end up having to go back and take one of them off because it made it too fluffy for my door. And it just kind of smushed all the flowers. It still smushes them a little within my storm door. But like I say, it's so windy where we live that I can't put it on the outside of the door. It won't be there for long if I do. Now I do reinforce the leaves with some hot glue as well. But I do wrap this around and kind of just stick it up against the wreath form itself. And I've always heard things are better with 3. They're more pleasing to the eye. But like I say, I ended up having to take one of those off. And you can't even tell, once I hang it up on the front door. But I think he's just super cute. It was just really simple. But I thought I would share that one because I love him. And so this cat wreath, I just love this. I love the tail of it and everything. It's $1 at the Dollar Tree. That orange ribbon is just like, I don't know. I don't like it, but I do like it. Like, it feels really like rubbery almost. And I pulled it right off. And I decided I wanted to use some other type of ribbon to go around his neck that I thought would be a lot cuter. So I did pull out the Simply Autumn ribbon. I got this one at Joann's. It was $2.99, but it was 40% off about a week ago. And I always flip this ribbon around so that that plaid will show to the front no matter what. So if you just kind of flip your ribbon around, you can get it to, show that print, because it's not printed on both sides. And I kind of just fidget with it to make sure even that center part, doesn't pull so much. And I really like the way that it wrapped around itself on the tail part of the original first piece, that I kind of trained the other piece to do that too. So I cut it off, and I kind of just keep twirling it around until it kind of holds that shape as well, because I really like how it did that. And I wanted both sides to match. And it's not wired. This isn't any kind of wired ribbon or anything. It just held its shape like that on its own. And so I took some more of these hot bush flowers, and these are in kind of a neutral color. They're not really a cream, maybe more so cream than anything else, but they got a little bit of like darkish or maybe a light tan to the center of them. And then I took some of this floral tape that you can get at the Dollar Tree, and I wrapped it all around the edges, because I like to think that I'm kind of like a florist, and I want to finish it off. And this, I mean, like really seriously, this makes me feel like so professional. But I wrap it around, and then I'm going to kind of bend those flowers around so that I can tuck that in towards the back. And then I can kind of hold that into place with one of these zip ties. And I didn't use the glue on this because the form itself seems like it would just melt under all that, because it's all plastic. But I kind of just hold it in the area that I want it to, and then I wrap the little zip tie in there. And here's my big trick of the day. These are nylon cable ties from the Dollar Tree. Look, you cut a little slit in the very front. Don't go all the way through. Pull out the one you need. And then if you accidentally drop this, they won't all fall out. So you don't have a big hole in the top where they'll all fall and hit the floor. That really wasn't my idea. That was my significant other's idea, because he's an electrician. Alright, so I wrapped this around these flowers about 2 different times in the back. And then I pull the zip tie. And then I use a little pair of wire cutters to get it as close to that edge as I can. And then I kind of fiddle with the flowers to kind of set them up against the kitty cat. And of course, this is where those little clip-on pumpkins come in real handy. You can kind of put it to the back and it sets out, but not too far in. It doesn't affect the way it hangs. And then I go back and find the white one that I've found and put that one on there. So now I'm going to give you a look at all 3 of them that I put together. This isn't my front door. This is actually in my basement at one of the doors, but he is so cute. I just loved his little face. This wasn't even the plan I had for this wreath, but I love how it came out. I'm going to definitely make another one of these kitty cat ones, because I cannot give this one up. But I may have mentioned this before. My mom's birthday's on Halloween, and she's so getting one of these, because I know she'll love it. And he's so cute. I just love this. And then, of course, the Mailbox Swag is the one that I originally wanted to work on the most. And I thought this would look nice. I've only ever done these at Christmas before, and I think I've only made one. So I do plan to do one for Christmas again this year. I love how it just kind of dresses up the mailbox, and it looks really nice. And, I just added a whole bunch of flowers. So, if you're particular and have an opinion on that I could have done a little better, I probably could have. I just took that and tied it in knots, and I tied it in several knots. And the way the wreath form kind of goes over my mailbox, I feel like it's secure enough. I have in the past even taken like twine and held that and tied it in knots, and then at the end of the season, just cut it off. And honestly, with the weather and different things like that and the dirt factor, sometimes I don't keep these things from year to year. It just kind of depends. But since it's on the mailbox, it's more likely to just kind of get dirty. And I live in Virginia, so it may even snow on it before it's all over with. So anyways, if you like these type of videos, make sure you give me a thumbs up. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, and that'll notify you every time I upload a new video. I plan on sharing a lot more DIYs with you here in the future. Getting ready to go out of work October 4th for a left torn meniscus, so hopefully, barring all complications, I'll be able to craft it up for a couple straight weeks there. So make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with all that'll be coming along. I hope you guys get a chance to craft it up yourselves, and have a great day. Bye.